Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This one's kind of a curveball. We got this brand new. It's a 2020 Porsche Panamera that we purchased about a month ago. It's my wife's car. And it seems it's mint condition. Everything was well maintained. All the service has been done by the Porsche dealer. And my wife called me 10 minutes from leaving the house today, said the engine's overheating. I'm like, oh great, now I gotta go pay Hans. I thought it was definitely like a bad thermostat or a water pump or a coolant fan, a radiator fan. Then I did a little searching and I found that this may not be $1,000, $2,000 repair that I need to take into an overpriced dealer. It might be something I can DIY. So here we go. Turns out, after a little diagnostics, I idled that engine with the coolant reservoir cap off. I don't take any responsibility for you guys if you burn yourself. Make sure you cool the engine down before you open that thing and use a rag. If you skip through that part, it's your fault. But if you have a cool engine, you take that off safely and you idle that engine with it off and you see that coolant rise and a bubble comes out, that's your problem. And so I have a little kit here that I bought for 50 bucks from the auto parts store that's gonna allow us to bubble out all those bubbles and get this thing back on the road without any issues. So here's what I have. I've got this cool toolkit from OEM Tools. I bought this at O'Reilly. It has basically every adapter you need to get this funnel securely affixed to the reservoir, and some Xerox 40. Your vehicle is going to be specific to what you guys use. I'll put links to this for Amazon in the description below if you guys just want to have these on hand. This is how you would probably bleed your coolant system anyway, and otherwise it'll just come in handy in case you end up with this issue that I've got. I can actually see the coolant level dropped a little bit from it boiling over. So I'm gonna put a little bit more coolant in there so we don't run low during this test. And that should take care of that. Apparently, I guess the problem is when that air bubble got to the temperature sensor, it just gave a reading of a higher temp because the gas is in there. So you still don't wanna have those bubbles. I'm sure it can cause all other kinds of problems. And if you know what those are, put those problems in the comments below, please. So basically, I need to find an adapter that either screws into this outer ring or fits in there. And a lot of these are looking pretty small, but I bet it'd be either this one or this one. Let's see what we get here. That feels pretty snug. Try this other one. That's pretty snug too. I don't want to lose it in there, but that feels like the right one right there. And then we're gonna screw the funnel into that. It just screws in right there. Another neat thing is a shutoff, which allows us to, if it boils back up, and we get some up in here that doesn't want to go in, we can just shut that off, pop it out. Shouldn't be too much mess. Get some coolant in there. Right about. I ended up putting a little too much in there, and check that out. So slick. Just drop it back in. Super slick. Fire it up. Okay, I got that idling. I'm just gonna keep this. Make sure it's nice and secure. Valve is open. And then when that heats up, we should start seeing it percolate up in here. Ooh. Make sure that's tight again. All right, it's been idling a while and nothing's happened. I might have actually already got that bubble out before I did this. Coolant level's a little higher, so there's probably some air in there. I got my son in here. He's gonna rev the engine up to about 3,000 RPM and just hold it. Let's go for it. But, here, hold it up there. Just hold it there. Kind of see that it's going up and down. But pressure. I might have already got that bubble out. Oh, here it goes. There we go. The volcano. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hit the heater and get all that stuff through the thermostat and turn that heat all the way up. You're gonna get hot in here, but you're gonna want to get out. But I'll let you get out in a second. All right, cranking that heat up. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to see. Keep going, baby. Yeah, down. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Wow. I should go tell the dealership that did the last coolant change. That's nuts. There we go. Draining all that air. Still going. Oh my gosh, you guys. I came in here and the air was cold, and I revved it while there was still stuff in the funnel, and all of that coolant came down. I wish I had it on film. Now it's getting hot because that coolant is running through the heater. It's a darn good thing we didn't find this out on a 0-degree day, because there was no heater until those air bubbles were gone, and now there is. Coming back. I'm just let this bad boy, I turned the heater off, and now it's coming back because there's less room for the coolant in there. I'm getting a little nervous. I better turn the heater back on. I don't want that overflowing. There's still bubbles. This is gonna take longer than I thought. We're just gonna let this bad boy idle for about 15 minutes. Temperatures look good. We're at 194 on the coolant, 198 on the oil. And our funnel is filling, and our funnel is filled up again. I'm just gonna let this idle for 15 minutes with the heater on. Getting a little full for comfort. I am ready to shut her down if I need to. There we go. Better let it shut off for a bit, and hopefully that'll drop back down in there, and I'll start it up again once it does and do that one more time. All right, that's what I like to see. Empty. Let's see if it fills back up again. There we go, guys. I've been idling that. Not idling, I've been revving it to 3,000. Oh, there it comes again, and I overflowed it. Like I said, I'm not a professional. Well, I guess now that it's spilled, I may as well just let it boil over right in place and deal with the mess. Oh, no. Like I said, I'm not a professional. Look at that. That temperature went screaming up. I would bet you that was the air bubble that set it off earlier, or like same effect essentially. Oh, it has been bubbling out like crazy, and that temperature just dropped as soon as it bubbled out. That air bubble, that air it's going up again. We probably got another air pocket in there. I just got to keep doing this till it's all done and stabilized. All right, we're still not done yet. I'm gonna back this thing up so I've got a little bit of an incline, because there seems to be another bubble trapped in the heater core, because I ended up getting lukewarm heat and slightly high engine temps after bleeding all those air bubbles, which makes me think there's still some air in that heater core. So I'm hoping the change in the angle of the vehicle helps loosen that up, and I may get brave with some gloves and squeeze that radiator hose just to give it some pulses into the system. We'll see. Still got bubbles. That is what I like to see. That sucker is nice and low. Wow, you guys just missed it. It looked like a volcano. How? Well, this is the third go. Our coolant level dropped significantly. I don't even see it in the reservoir. By George, I think I've got it. I haven't seen that coolant move at all for the last 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna call it good and put this bad boy back together, and hopefully I don't get another call from the side of the road. Well, fortunately that did the trick, and I'm not gonna have to go put a new head gasket on this car. Psych! I bet I had you guys for a second there. You really thought I was gonna fix that Porsche? You guys have more faith in me than I have in myself. To be honest, I thought I had it fixed. I had it bled. I had all the air out, and the next day I got that call 10 minutes after she left for work. The car's overheating, and it would spike, go up, down, temperature, and the heater would turn on and then off. That can only mean one thing: more airlock, and the airlock didn't come from nothing. We had a vacuum leak somewhere. So right now it's at the Hans. Well, it's not called Hans. I just like to call it Hans. Private independent, and they're a good shop. They're worth going to, but sad truth is Porsche parts cost way more than Toyota and Subaru parts, which is what I'm used to. And the labor does as well, just because it's like a maze working on these things. So we're in the whole $3,300. That being said, this video is still quite helpful if you're having this kind of an issue and it's not still refilling itself with air, consider the problem fixed. But if it keeps leaking air, it might be time to go see a qualified mechanic, which is what I did. And just as the case with Porsches, if you buy a Porsche, even if you get a great deal on it, or any German car for that matter, you're not just marrying the car, you're marrying the family, which means expensive parts and more labor than typical or what you're used to. So keep that in mind. I still think it's worth it. We went 46 years. I went 46 years of my life wanting to have something neat like that, and decided to treat my wife, and I get to drive it sometimes. So just the cost to pay to play. And I can tell you this, if the Germans ever went to war and won, it would be because they'd confused the utter heck out of people with their tactics. None of that car makes any sense. And I congratulate those of you who have figured them out. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for those of you just looking for how to bleed air. It still serves that purpose. And, you know, be safe. Make sure the engine's cool when you take that cap off. And if it keeps bleeding air, or if it keeps having overheating problems, it's probably time to take it in. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you have any questions or comment, please put them below. I try to respond to everyone. Thanks for watching.